Yo, kamusta? Chris here. If you have been following Akko, you must have bumped into their latest mechanical keyboard switches. If I'm not mistaken, there were at least 8 to 10 switches that the company released recently. Today we're going to tackle 3 of those mechanical keyboard switches: the Akko CS Crystal Silver, Snow Blue Gray, and lastly the Akko CS Air switches. By the way, huge thanks to Akko for sending these mechanical keyboard switches in, but our opinions and views will not be biased and will be solely based on our experiences using the aforementioned switches. Aside from that, we will have a lot of sound tests in this video. Anyway, I'll put the chapters in the description below so that you can directly watch and listen to our testing. Let's begin with the Akko CS Crystal Silver. This mechanical keyboard switch is a linear switch with an actuation force of more or less 43G. If you're a gamer and you're looking for a mechanical keyboard switch upgrade, you might want to check these switches. The Akko CS Crystal Silver is ideal for gaming because it has the shortest pre-travel among the 3 switches we're reviewing today. The Crystal Silver has a pre-travel of more or less 1mm. Aside from that, this mechanical keyboard switch is made out of polycarbonate material for both upper and bottom housing. The stem of the Crystal Silver has a length of around 14mm while its spring is around 22mm. Among the 3 switches we're reviewing today, the Crystal Silver is best if you are an RGB fan. As you can see, it has a translucent housing which can accommodate almost all of the lighting coming from your keyboard. Now here's a quick sound test. Let's move on and tackle the Akko CS Air switches. Just like the Crystal Silver, the Akko CS Air switches are linear. It has an actuation force of more or less 48G and a free travel of around 2mm. If you open the switches, you'll notice that the length of the spring is almost the same as the Crystal Silver. Meanwhile, the Air switches have shorter pole stems compared to the Crystal Silver at 13.3mm. As you have heard, this switch has a higher actuation force, which means heavier typing experience. Later, we'll compare the sound side by side of the 3 mechanical keyboard switches that we're reviewing today. For now, here's a quick sound test of the Akko Air switches. Now, let's talk about the last mechanical keyboard switch for this video, the Akko Snow Blue Gray. If you're familiar with Akko switches, all of their switches have 3 pins. The Snow Blue Grays are its first ever 5-pin mechanical keyboard switch Akko has produced. This is the first for Akko, so we're very grateful to them for providing us these switches for us to review. Just like the 2 mechanical keyboard switches we've discussed earlier, the Snow Blue Grays are linear. Its actuation force is more or less 43G. It also has a pre-travel of more or less 2mm, which is the same with the CS Air switches. Its pole stem length is around 13mm and has 18mm extension spring. This switch has the shortest spring compared to the CS Crystal Silver and the CS Air. Among the 3 switches, I prefer this one. For me, it's like a perfect blend, not too mushy and not too hard. I'm not an expert, but I like the typing sound of the stock Snow Blue Gray switches. Keycap interference is one of the concerns of most keyboard enthusiasts. Upon testing the switches using the paper test, only the CS Crystal Silver has no friction when pulling out the paper. I guess the reason for this is that the Crystal Silver has longer pole stems compared to the Snow Blue Grays and the CS Air. Here's a quick sound test when using the cherry profile keycaps. And now, let's compare the sound of each switches side by side. Now, let's test each keyboard switches when lubed. In terms of the price, the Akko CS Air mechanical keyboard switch is the cheapest at $15 per 45 pieces, while the Snow Blue Gray and Crystal Silver are priced at $16 and $17 respectively. I think all of the switches we featured today are good. I guess choosing the right mechanical keyboard switch for your keyboard is a very subjective matter. For me, it's Snow Blue Grays. I like the sound when lubed, the actuation force, and the typing experience as well. Again, huge thanks to Akko for sending these mechanical keyboard switches in. And that's it guys, we've reached the end part now. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Till our next, goodbye.